Oh, hello! Welcome to the stream. Hello, Artemis. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. We're gonna continue with this. I forgot to open my little PNG tuber. Hold on. I knew I'd forgotten something. There we go. There we are. Hello. Okay. I think that is all. Yes. Hold on. There. I think that's better. Don't mind me. I am on my own today. The mods are away. So, hopefully nothing crazy happens in chat, but we'll see. I also need to readjust my microphone a little bit, because I am doing the art thing. There are worse things to forget, yippee, yeah. You're so right, honestly. There are so much worse things to forget than just your silly little PNG tuber. But yeah, the dragon is not home. He had a meeting today, and I forgot to ask literally anyone else to mod for me tonight, so I'm on my own. I shall do all of the things. Ease. Time to go bonanza. No, Artemis, no, please. Anyways, I have not named a single layer on this piece yet. I've been going hog wild with all of the layers, and I have not named a single one yet. Which might become an issue later. So I'm just real quick. Right. This is the one I'm gonna just, yes, thank you. Yes. Okay. So we're gonna be adding back in the tentacles. Yes, that is the word I'm going with, officer. I'm never allowed to do anything fun. Nah, it'll be fine. Imagine naming layers. Listen. I am fastidious when it comes to my layers. Usually. Like I will not only will I label every single layer, I will label every single layer within a folder. And I will label all of my folders, and I keep very neat folders in my art files. Imagine remembering to change layers only to discover you drew on the wrong one. Okay, fair. I do that a lot. I do that quite a lot. Yeah. Anyways, here's the thing. I really like the flow of these. They're just not quite right. So I'm just gonna fix them up a bit. Imagine remembering you're on the wrong layer half the drawing in. Wouldn't be me. Yeah. Okay. So honestly, I'm mostly just going to trace over the tentacles that I've already drawn that do fit, and then I'm gonna fix the ones that don't. Gah. Okay, hold on. I need to fix some shit. Cause I've been drawing on a much smaller canvas. So all of my tools are a bit small for this canvas size. It's fine. It's just a bit inconvenient. Why? Oh, it's because it's the mechanical pencil. That explains everything. See, here's the thing. On a smaller scale, the mechanical pencil is better, but on a larger scale, the pencil is better. Don't ask me why. Well, you can. It's just... The answer is very simple. The answer is because the mechanical pencil is very tight, whereas the pencil is not. And for some reason, they just look better at different scales. I don't know. Not gonna lie, they look a bit like fries. I mean, yeah, they do kind of look like French fries. These little tentacles. It just does. No, I get that. Yeah. It is very much one of those. I can't explain to you why, just know that it does things. Just be aware of it and carry on. I think this one might be the only one I have to straight up just change. No. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah. Just need to add in the connection point before I can move on to the next layer. There. Good enough. Okay. I don't quite get why it's being so much less opaque right now, but it's fine. I can deal. It's just a little bit annoying. I have convinced people to do pirating with me? What kind of pirating are you doing, Artemis? Are you getting on a big boat? Or are we talking internet pirating? Because in that case, I do piracy all the time, but don't tell anyone. What kind of piracy are we talking about? Oh, I've been preaching Sea of Thieves to my friends for 2 weeks now, and they finally succumbed. Ah, that sounds awesome. I've heard really good things about Sea of Thieves. That's so cool. Love it when your friends finally accept that you are correct about media. It's the best feeling. The type of piracy that allows me to unleash my inner loot goblin. Yes. I have about 1,200 hours on it. Damn. That's some serious dedication. That is some incredibly serious dedication, actually, now that I think about it. I have heard from multiple friends that they've never really seen anyone get that much loot from that fast. Last time I did a really big haul, it took me and my friends an actual 30 minutes to sell everything. God damn. That's genuinely impressive, actually. Holy shit. Shoot, I should really pull up my my references. Just give me a sec. This one. And that one. Yeah. Very annoying that they have resized my references again. It's fine. How dare you? How rude. There we go. Okay. Okay, is it just me, or does my voice sound like more muffled than usual? Because I noticed it last stream, but it feels like I need to get like this close to the microphone before my voice comes through clearly. Why am I already loopy? It's not that late yet. I haven't even taken my meds yet, and I'm already loopy. Hold on, I need to catch up with what you've been saying, Artemis. Hold on. Sea of Thieves unleashes the... Ooh, a piece of candy. Yes. Plus, with the amount of hours I have, I've gotten efficient. Speaking of meds, I stopped Ritalin? Oh? Why? Why'd you stop? Didn't feel like you needed it, or couldn't afford it anymore? Both valid options. Oh yeah, and of course, like, don't feel pressured to answer, I'm just curious. I just realized that, hey, asking people for medical information is usually a bad move. Because they don't really do anything for me, plus they made me a bit dizzy. Ooh, and they made my mouth and throat really dry. Yeah. I've heard that those are pretty common side effects of Ritalin. Like the ADHD meds I was on when I was like recently diagnosed, I got really constipated. I felt like shit for months. It sucked. But yeah, like, if they don't really do anything for you and the side effects are just too much, sometimes it's just better to not be on the meds, you know? Or, like, find a different medication that works better. Because, like, different brands of the same medication have different side effects because of the, basically, like, the composition of the pill itself. Because, like, yeah, the active ingredient is the thing you're taking the meds for, but there's also a bunch of other shit in pills, and that other shit can then, like, interact with the drug itself or your body in ways that are not ideal. They also made it really easy to fall into the hyperfocus space in a way that made me aggressive when people pulled me out of it. Yeah, I had much the same experience when I was just diagnosed and was on ADHD medications. I wasn't on Ritalin. I was on a different... Hold on, I'm trying to remember. I think I was just on, like, generic brand. Like, the same stuff as Ritalin, but, like, just generic brand instead of Ritalin brand. Cause, like, where I live, it's primarily either Ritalin or Concerta you're gonna get. Elvance? No, it was, like, just generic. It was, like, hydroxy something brand, you know? But no, like, I had a lot of fun telling people I was getting, meth on prescription. Because that's what it is. It's methylphenidate, which is a sister drug to methamphetamine. Because, you know, it is an amphetamine that you take when you're on ADHD meds. But yeah, I got a huge kick out of it. I thought it was really funny to be telling people that I was, you know, prescribed meth. I thought it was really funny. But yeah, just like generic brand methylphenidate, I think is what I was on. But like, with genericness, genericy, generosity, no. Usually, like, the generic brands are also, more difficult for the patient to keep track of, because it's the case of, like, your pharmacy asks, is it okay if we give you the cheapest? And you just tell them yes, because you're poor. But it makes it really difficult to keep track of side effects and such. My sister also started out on Ritalin, and she had a lot of the same issues as I do, and my psychiatrist said that I can stop if I don't like the extra effects it did. Wow, what a way to put it. Plus, they gave my sister anxiety, and she was on the max, when she was on the max dose. Yeah. I don't know what you mean. Yeah, like, I've considered, like, if I were to start ADHD meds again, I've considered starting Ritalin. Hold on, I need to turn my microphone, and, oh gosh. I'm really hoping that this makes my voice come through a little bit clearer. No, hello. I don't know why it's doing this. I don't know why it sounds so muffled. Is my voice just like that currently? I'm pretty sure I have polyps. I'm I'm pretty convinced that I have polyps in my nose, and I need to get them removed. So, you know, I do sound a little bit more nasally. No, my voice is coming through clearer now. Okay, we're good. Hi. Anyways, no, but, I have, my sister is on Ritalin. And, you know, to great effect. So, if I were to start ADHD meds again, I would probably start on Ritalin and see where I go from there. Just because, like, there is a genetic factor when it comes to side effects and stuff. So, like, if you have family that have experience with whatever medication you're on, that can inform you on how you will probably react to it. It's not a guarantee, as with anything. Genetics are never a guarantee when it comes to, like, medications and your development. Or at least, like, analyzing genetics, I should say. Anyways, but it is a factor that's worth looking at. 'Cause, you know, my sister has ADHD. I also have ADHD. Don't tell my sister, but I wouldn't be all that surprised if my mom also has either ADHD or the tism. I don't care if you tell my mom. She deserves to know, but don't tell my sister. Yeah, but she and I had a lot of the same reactions. There's a higher chance Elvan's is the better option. Yeah, probably. Like, if she's on Elvan's, and has had good effect from it, then yeah, there's a good chance you'll have a good effect from it as well. I am 99% sure my dad has been touched by the Tism Fairy. Yeah. I am 99% sure my mom has a form of either autism or ADHD. What if I told you that people with ADHD and people with autism tend to seek each other out as romantic partners, unbeknownst to themselves? 'Cause it's a very common phenomenon. It is an incredibly common phenomenon. Like, yeah, that's what you told your mom, yeah. Like, it is incredibly common for a person with autism to have their emotional support ADHD person, and that ADHD person is also has their emotional support autistic person. It's very funny. Yeah, because they make up for what the other person lacks. Exactly. It's actually hilarious. It's actually really funny. It's also a little freaky, but it's very funny, mostly. I need to not hold my breath. Hold on. Sorry. I realized that once I'd finished speaking, I wasn't breathing. I do that sometimes, where I unknowingly hold my breath. I don't realize that I'm holding my breath. I don't know if you ever do that. You know, just random shit. And not in the, like, lol so random way, just like, I don't know. I don't know. My brain is very loopy right now, and I'm not 100% sure why. I've just been vibing all day. I've been doing fuck all. Well, I say that. I made a pouch. I'm very proud of that pouch. I will be posting pictures of that pouch to my Tumblr account very soon. But, like, I have been doing literally nothing today. I went to get a massage because my back has been killing me. I ordered that massage a month ago because my masseuse is she's a very busy lady. She is incredible, but she's a very busy lady. I think I'm gonna have to fix the angle on most of these, if I'm honest. Mostly like this angle part. It's a bit too angled on some of them. I got my dad to crack my back like a glow stick yesterday. It was very needed. Yeah. It's like almost a daily thing that I get the dragon to crack me like a glow stick. And it does help a little. It's just that over time, it's not enough. But like, not much I can do about it other than do my stretches and go get a massage every once in a while. So, it's fine. So actually, there is quite a lot I can do about it, is what I mean. It's just mostly, stuff that takes time, if that makes sense. God, I'm gonna need so many shades of beige for these tentacles. I genuinely have no idea how I'm gonna even start rendering these. I'm sure I'll figure it out, but for now, all I can think is I'm gonna need like 12 shades of beige. It'll be fine. 50 shades of beige. Yes. Yes, in fact. I'm honestly a little bit surprised that, like, anyone showed up, because I completely forgot to text literally anyone that I was going live. So we'll see if people show up, but honestly, I'm not counting on it. Okay, let's see. Let's start by getting rid of that and that. Oh dear lord. Okay. You know what? We're just gonna get rid of that, and then we're gonna fix some angles on this, because these, they're just a little bit too severe. Like, it's a bit severe. I'm gonna be honest. benefit of 2 monitors. Wait, I saw a pop-up while I was watching another stream, the benefit of 2 monitors. Also, I was really happy yesterday. Oh, you were really happy yesterday? Why? What happened? What happened yesterday? You wanted a snack? Okay. And then what? I looked in my snack drawer. Very sensible. Very sensible. Both to have and to look for snacks. Yes. And then what happened? I found the perfect snack I'd forgotten I bought. Oh, that's amazing. Love it when that happens. I currently have very cheap syrup waffles in my snack drawer. And they're really good because they're not syrup waffles, they're caramel waffles. They pretend to be syrup waffles, but really, instead of syrup, they have a really thick layer of chewy caramel. Which, it's not the same. It's very different. I like both equally. But it's very nice that these cost like a third of the price of the other ones. My snack drawer is a bit like the Bermuda Triangle. Yeah, same. Mine as well. Stuff comes in there, and if I don't remember to eat it, it just vanishes. Just disappears. I also have a shelf in my fridge where I keep my chocolate because I preferred cold. Ooh. Quamchi chocolate? Honestly, like, cold chocolate has its place. It's not my favorite, but it does have its place. Yeah, that's definitely a lot better. Like, I don't mind that these angles aren't all exactly the same. I just mind that they're that much different, you know? Yeah, and I think those are fine now. Actually, hold on. This one can stand to be a little bit more severe. Stuff comes in there. I don't feel like that specific snack. I buy new snack. I forget about old snack. Months later, I return. Yep. Like, I currently have a bag of chips. Chips are the most reliably, I will eat those until they're done. Within, like, a couple of weeks snack. Maybe even within the week. It depends how much I like chips that week. I have copious amounts of chocolate because I bought chocolate and the dragon also bought chocolate, so now I have too much chocolate. Let's see. Then I have the aforementioned syrup waffles. Or rather, not syrup waffles. Let's see. Oh yeah, I also have gay bacon and peanuts. And then I have assorted old candy, which is basically just everything else that's in there that isn't like a solid category. I have, you know, like some gummies that were left over from my birthday party like 5 months ago, 6 months ago. You know? They're really stale now. They still taste fine. They're just really, really hard. They're not fun to eat anymore. I'm gonna be honest, this one I think needs to be just ever so slightly less windswept. Like, not a lot less, just a little bit less windswept. Something like that. I think more something like that, maybe. Yeah, I think that's good. A random lollipop you don't remember getting. A runaway random caramel from a bag you remember eating. Yep, exactly. That is what a snack drawer is. Okay, let's see here. This noodle needs to be just slightly further this way. Just ever so slightly. And this noodle also just ever so slightly. There. I think everything else is fine. Nope. This noodle needs to... Oh, shoot. Did not mean to make a new folder. Oh gosh, what did I do? Oh, Somehow, I found the keybind for make new folder and put current layer in said folder. Not what I meant to do, at all. It is, however, what happened. Hold on. This is just a little bit too tight. I think something like that is better. Yeah, that's definitely better. Okay. I think now we do cleanup. It is really bothering me how much it feels... No, it doesn't... hold on. Language. It is really bothering me how much it sounds to me like my voice is coming through muffled. I'm unsure if my headset is sending my voice through weird, or if it is actually being muffled by whatever the fuck is happening around my microphone. Or if I'm just speaking in a muffled voice. I don't know. Like, It seems to me like something is shielding the microphone from my voice in the way it's coming through. But I'm not sure. And right now it doesn't sound that bad, but earlier it was really bad. I don't know. I am just a small mammal and I don't know how audio works. So yeah, you know? Yes. Sound go in, sound go out. You sound like you? It doesn't really sound muffled? Okay. Then it might just be a me. It might just be a me thing, honestly. Like, to be fair, and this is gonna be really gross to hear. My ears have been producing insane amounts of earwax lately, so that might also be part of why it sounds weird. I don't know. I honestly, I think I'm just gonna leave those in as they are. I don't. You know what? We're gonna add a little folder. We're gonna call it Noodles. We're gonna put the noodles in the noodles. I'll be right back. Need to grab food and snacks. Very fair. It's the wind, I think, makes it bad. Thank you. Pat pat. I am good boy. I might as well put these and this in there as well. Noodles. I also might as well thicken up these finished lines. I don't quite understand why it's, Oh, it's just because I was using a smaller pen than last time. Got it. Cool. Neat. Also, hello, Sunlion. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for calling me a good boy. I need to stretch my legs. And my back, apparently. Youch. I just cracked myself like a glow stick. I feel like that's pretty decent for the tentacles. Okay. Save. And lean back. Okie doke. So, that is pretty much the happy Ghast part of this illustration done. That only took like an hour. Okay, then we need the humanoid, and then later on some mountains. Here's the thing. Here's the trouble with the humanoid. I'm used to working from a drawing of a pose that I can squash and stretch and manipulate as I damn well please, as well as draw on top of. I am not used to working from a 3D model. So to get from where I'm at to where I want to be, I think what I'm gonna have to do is draw on top of the 3D model and then squash and stretch that drawing before I can do any actual sketching. Which is gonna be annoying, but doable. I think. I also just realized that I haven't actually added in the highlights on the classes. Hold on. Let me just find my other reference picture. Where's my last reference picture? There it is. Yes, screw that. That's... well... that's a later me problem. But yeah, I think that's how it's gonna have to be. Oh god. Okay, but before I do any of that. Oh, sweet. Okay, hold on. Cut, paste. Okay. That is the Ghast. And it is all of these layers that go in there. I keep forgetting to minimize the folder again. Okay, Ghast, done for now. This is a monstrosity, I'm aware. This right here, I need to do something about it. I'm not done finagling with this. Oh gosh. Camera. Nope, not the right one. This one. Yes. You? That... what? Nope, that one. Ah. Ugh! Gross. But it's more of like a that sort of... something. Yeah. And... Jesus. Why? Why have you been moved up here? Why? Why? Thank you. And why are you... oh, because I moved this? Huh? What the fuck? No, seriously, what the fuck? Hold on, okay. 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 So that's something that happened way early. Good to know. I do not know how the gyroscopics on this work, but whatever. Yeah. Okay. I don't quite understand the gyro on this, but fucking whatever, you know? Can I move the butt at the very least? No. Okay. Oh my fucking god. Can I please just move? See, and this is the function I was talking about last time. The just grab that part of the body and move. Can I please just... Oh my god. It's good enough. Okay. Now the main thing is that the face needs to be not leaning. Up and not so leaning. Like that, maybe? Yes. Can I please... Yes, that's... I think roughly... this angle. Yeah. And then... like that-ish? I think... Real quick though, this knee needs to be moved. Like that way. Or not. I don't fucking know. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't understand. Oh, now it works. Okay. Now the thing that I haven't been able to get to work since forever fucking just works. Okay, sure. Something like that. I think that's fine. I think that's okay. Put the gas back in. Grab the pencil tool again. It is sitting just a little bit too low, though. It needs to sit more like there, I think. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Achoo! Sniz! Please! Nope, no sniz. No sniz for me. No snisms. Okay. And now... Now for the annoying bit. Now for the bit where I painstakingly go in and outline this entire thing. Outline where all of the joints go and all of that. Solely so that I can Frankenstein it. Yep. That is basically exactly what I'm about to do. It sucks. But it has to be done. I should be using the mechanical pencil for this. Because now we're at the scale where the mechanical pencil's better. Ah, yes, the hand I will never see again. Because it's hidden behind the Ghast. I'm still gonna draw it out, though. Because it's good practice, if nothing else. It looks halfway decent. I'm not gonna bother with the toes, because I don't care. Now, how the fuck? It goes down like that, but then the heel is here? That looks stupid. I'm so happy that's not gonna actually show up in the render. Because that looks fucking stupid. Oh well. Again, it doesn't actually matter that I get this hand, like, super correct, because I'm not gonna be drawing a super realistic hand. But it's still good practice, so I'm still gonna do it. Even though this is just for Frankensteining purposes. I'm still gonna do it. Because I still need to practice drawing hands. You're back. Did you have a good snack collecting break? Hands belong in hoodies. No. But good to hear you had a good break. Okay. Now I just need to, you know, add in the facial stuff. Something like that. I guess. I can remove that. And now we Frankenstein, because these proportions are atrocious. So first and foremost, this entire torso is just so long. It's so long. And it's so thick. Ooh, you made thin apple slices with cinnamon sugar? That sounds amazing, honestly. That sounds so good. So first and foremost, we're gonna cut down on this ample-chested man. Jesus Christ. Like, I used the male model for this, also. That's so much chest on that man. And then we're gonna just cut down a bit on the muscles. Because again, goddamn. Make the frame overall a lot thinner. Because while yes, we are adding a chunky hoodie to all of this. I actually prefer to do oversized clothing on the size the body actually is. So. Yeah, something is not adding up with this knee. With this knee. Hehe. I feel like it should be like here and then like come out like that. And like that. Like, we're gonna have a lot of foreshortening going on right here. But I feel like that is a lot more correct as the trajectory of this thigh. And then like that. Like that, maybe. No. More like that. Again, I'm not super bothering drawing a proper foot because it won't be seen anyways. The only reason I bothered with the hands is because hand practice. Okie doke. Now, stop. Here's the thing. Again, the proportions are still off, but it's mostly in the fact that the head is too small. Honestly. Like, everything else is fine. I'll fix it up later. But it is mostly just that the head is far too small. So. I'm gonna be semi-lurking again. I'm starting on SOT. Ah, that's so fair. You have a good lurk, Artemis. Thank you for dropping by. And thank you for chatting. There. Okay, let's just make this head bigger and see what happens. Oh god, it looks like a bobblehead. Yeesh. You know what? We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We are, instead, just gonna make that a lot less, and then, like, a lot less. There we go. And we're just gonna draw on top. Loosely. Mostly using it as a reference, but, like, just barely. You know? So, let's see. We need a hyggesroll. One thing that I haven't actually decided on is whether or not this will be the hyggesroll as they look, or as a Minecraft skin. I think I've pretty much completely decided that it's just how they look. So, let's do that. Ugh. Now is not the time to be eepy, by the way. Like, I have no right to be this eepy this early. Goddamn. Let's see. Cause here's the thing, they do sort of got that CalArts cheek, which is mostly on accident. It just sort of comes with doing the more like chibi-esque style. But it is also very heavily associated with CalArts specifically. I didn't go to CalArts. I haven't gone to any art school. I just do art for funsies. Which is also why I'm not great at, like, anatomy and color theory and stuff. It's because I am entirely self-taught. I'm not liking this shape at all. You know what, before I do the cheek, let's just start that over. And let's just use the actual pencil tool, because this is just, it's a bit too dense. So let's do that circle again. And refine that circle. So, the dragon and I have been watching a lot of this show called SWAT. It's on Netflix. And if you enjoy a police procedural, I would heavily recommend it. If you don't, stay the fuck away. 'Cause it is just another police procedural, but it's also a really good one. In that it addresses a lot of issues that I have with a lot of police procedurals and, you know, the American police in general. But they don't do it in that quote-unquote feminist way where it just sort of feels like they're making fun of feminism. You know? Like, it's... I do not want... Because here's the thing. I have a lot of shit to say about Marvel. That's nice, yeah. So, I don't know if anyone has watched She-Hulk. I have watched exactly one episode of She-Hulk because the dragon was watching She-Hulk. And there was something about it where I couldn't tell if it was just poorly written or if it was actively making fun of feminism. Because it felt... It sort of felt like every single piece of dialogue was expressly written to fucking, like, basically, like, to disprove, almost, the Bechdel test. Like, I don't know, it was a lot. It was a lot. My point is, that SWAT, as a series, it addresses racism in a really, like, thoughtful way. Asterisk, I am white. Like, get opinions on whether show handles racism well from people of color. But still, like, from my white-ass perspective, it definitely feels like it's handling it a lot better than a lot of shows like it. And it handles the, how to phrase? Well, yeah, the feminism issue really well. Because, like, the show makes a point of there are exactly 2 women in SWAT. In LAPD SWAT. Which is the team the show, you know, follows. There are exactly 2 women. There is, there's the captain of LAPD SWAT, and then there's I'm not sure what exactly her position is? Basically, she's a subordinate. She's very cool, she's very badass, and we follow her a lot, especially when it comes to women's issues in the series. And it is made a point that, like, yeah, she paved the way for women in SWAT. It is genuinely, like, it is actually extraordinary that she is here, not because she is extraordinary or, like, extra so much better than everyone else, but because she's a woman. And SWAT is very much a boys' club and has some very old viewpoints, especially up at the top, and especially the people grading newbies. Which, that's just real. Like, that's just real life. And it sucks, but it's very much this is how the world is. This is not how the world should be. And I like that approach a lot better than so many other shows that either address it, but in a kind of wish fulfillment kind of way, or just don't address it at all. Or worse, every single woman is the token woman. Like, absolutely, Cortez is the captain. I forget the name. Chris is the subordinate. Absolutely, like, Chris is a badass. She is an absolute badass. But so is everyone on her team. She's not a badass woman. She's just a badass. Full stop. Because she's on a SWAT team. Everyone on a SWAT team is a badass. You know? And like, yes, it is propaganda. And yes, I'm aware it's propaganda. And yes, the show is also very aware that it's propaganda. And like, ACAB, all the way. But I do love me a propaganda show. It's just, it's so fun. It's just so fun. And the thing you have to keep in mind with a propaganda show is that as long as you remember that the reason, like, okay, I'm gonna start somewhere completely different. Every single propaganda show I have ever watched that wasn't a mystery, like, Midsummer Murders doesn't count. We're talking NCIS, we're talking, fucking, well, we're talking SWAT, we're talking, what's the other one? CSI, all of those. Every single show I've watched of that kind makes a point that their team is the only ones you can trust within the police. And as long as you keep in mind that the reason they're the only ones you can trust is because they're fictional, you'll be fine. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Let's continue drawing. I need it to be less hamster cheek and more just cheek, you know? Less hamster, more cheek. There we go. Oh, do I hear a dragon? Do I hear a dragon upon my door? I thought I heard jingle jangles. I might have been wrong. No. Did I hear a dragon? I did hear a dragon. Yay, the dragon is home. Hurrah! There. Hurrah! I have no idea how the fuck I'm gonna go about this chin, but that's a later me problem. One thing I'll also have to keep in mind is that the details are gonna be very small, so I might not have to worry about it, actually. If I just do some clever shading, I'll be fine. So, let's see. Need a teeny weeny neck. Thank you. I have been given strawberry cake. Strawberry tart, actually. Yay. Now, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw in the nub, which will be still about yay size, but it will be a nubbin. Because fuck if I'm doing literally any amount of detailing on this. Like so. One nubbin. And that nubbin needs to be like there. Because we are doing absolute fucking baby proportions. So now we need, actually it doesn't start there because this is at an angle. So we do like that. Again, baby. Let's see, then we need the other hand to be around here-ish. And it's just sort of a flat pancake. Very shapy. that. And then... let's see, we have... something like that, I think. Oh, whoops. I completely misjudged where the floor was. Hold on. Just need to readjust some things here. Whoops. Don't mind me just repositioning some of the legs. Oh gosh. You're being very silent. Yes, sorry, I'm focusing a lot. Floaty troll. No! Just temporarily floaty troll. There. Okay. I feel like those proportions are a lot more correct. So now we can get rid of that. And refine from here. Again, like, the bottom part, I'm not gonna bother too much about because it'll be mostly obscured. It's mostly the top bit I'm worried about. So let's see, we're gonna need some ear positioning, some eyes, we need a nose. Definitely need a nose in there. A sort of triangular shape. Rounded triangle. The dragon has reheated some lasagna and it smells really good. Wait. Wait. That nose looks too upturned. And honestly, so does this entire face. It needs to be slightly upturned, not completely upturned. So more like that. More like that, honestly. And speaking of, this entire crossing needs to be very much less saturated. Oh dear. That's a bit too big. Oh. Let's just put the nose down here real quick. Something like that, maybe? I think that's good. And then, of course, the ears need to go, you know, somewhere. Oh god, and the hairline. Jeez. Okay. You know what? I think we're gonna do something a little bit different for the hair on this one. Because I just don't think the normal hairline will look good zoomed out. So we're gonna do something a little bit different. But first I'm just gonna add the ears in. There. Yes. Hmm. I'm just considering hair options. And I think I'm gonna add the first hair option on a separate layer. Just because I don't know how it'll turn out.
Save me, Daddy!
Oh, thank you.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
Yes, I will hydrate, thank you. Mm. It's cute, but it doesn't look like Yeah, we can't have just a shit-eating grin. That's not gonna fly. Something like that, maybe? Oh yeah, I also forgot about the other ear. Oh god. Okay, so it looks a little bit insane right now. But, you know, this is the irises. And then we'll have some pupils. That's a lot better. Yeah. Like that. I'm just gonna remove those again, honestly. That was a lot. Let's just keep it to that. Yeah, that's a lot better. Okay. Okay. I don't know, it just... Honestly, I think it's just that the neck is too long. That might just be what it is. Cause, like, the Hugatol has a stubby little neck. It might genuinely just be that the neck is too long that's fucking with me. Alright, let's add this hair tuft. Honestly, that looks pretty good. I think I just forgot to give it directionality. Because when the face is this much turned this way and also has a bit of movement to it, the hair also needs to have a bit of movement to it. And again, I'm not used to sketching digitally all that much. I don't do a lot of digital sketching, usually. So, you know, this is pretty unusual for me. I'm gonna make the troll just a bit bigger. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I feel like that's decent. That reads pretty well. Okay, cool. So, we now have a huge shot, which, again, I'm gonna leave mostly all there. I am just gonna remove these ground lines a little bit. And some of the leggies also, but yeah. Alright, cool. I guess it's landscape time. I did not expect to get this far today. Shit. Good thing I found some landscape references, huh? Holy shit, okay. God, I need to sneeze. Achoo! Sneeze! Fuck's sake! Ugh. Why must sneezes elude me? So, most of the references I have right now are just, like, mountains and clouds. I'm gonna move to my face real quick, because I need to eat some cake. Hello. Good day to you. My hair is incredibly oily. Don't mind that I look a little bit like a goblin. Anyways. So, I was thinking like a cloudy, mountainous landscape sort of situation. However, I am notoriously bad at backgrounds, because I never fucking do them. So we might get to a point where I'm going, fuck it, and just not having fun anymore, and that's gonna suck. Which is why I'm eating some cake now. Like, let's see. I already have some pretty decent shapes laid out. I genuinely don't know how to draw mountains, or render mountains for that matter. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very interesting. Oh dear. Oh dear. There we are. But yeah, if anyone has any tips and tricks for drawing mountain good, please let me know. I don't know how to draw mountain good. I barely even know how to draw hill good. Thank you, Dragon. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the support. I'm not gonna add anything to that. It would be really neat if I could finish the sketch today. I don't have any, like, oh, hold that thought. Tis meds check time. If you need to take your meds, you should take them now. Unless you need to take them at a specific time, in which case don't do it just because I said so. I'm gonna take them now. Hold on. I just saw that Aster's written something on Discord. Like half an hour ago. Ah! 'Tis her schedule. Just start at the bottom and work your way up to the top. Thanks, Dragon. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I love you so much. My tummy hurts. Alright, let's get back to the art. Ugh. Yeah. There we are. Okay. Okie dokie. There we are. So here's the thing. I know for sure that this mountain sort of comes down and in front of the rest here. And I definitely want to do like a cloud layer here-ish. Like here. here-ish is like a mist layer more so than a cloud layer. I have no idea how I'm gonna do that, but I'll figure it out. Scusi. So, I think what I'm gonna do is gonna keep burping for a little bit. Holy shit, that was a lot of burps. That was like 2 or 3, I think. I think I'm just gonna, like, first do a rough line of where basically, like, the corners of this mountain go. Sort of. Thank you. No, that's not gonna work. We're gonna disregard that line. Except for this part. You know what? You know what? Let's do sort of like this sort of line. Like that, sort of, maybe? Question mark? I genuinely don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. And then, you know, the other one can go sort of... Trust the process. Yeah, thanks. I don't know why I'm so pissy tonight. Hold on. Recalibrating. Ah, it's because I can smell the upstairs neighbor's pot. It stinks. Like, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I do not give a singular shit that our upstairs neighbor smokes pot. I give a shit that he's hotboxing his apartment to the point where we can smell it in hours. You know? Like, I could not care any less that he smokes pot. I care that you can smell it in my apartment. You know? That sucks. It's kind of gross. Not gonna lie. Okay, this is starting to look like something, and I'm a little bit annoyed at that, because it's not bad looking? What? It doesn't look terrible? What? Holy shit, it doesn't look the worst. Granted, it doesn't look amazing, but it doesn't look the worst. Holy shit. What a concept. Let's see if we do like sort of this sort of situation. Gotta make peace with the fact that to begin with, it's gonna look sorta bad. That's very difficult for me. But I gotta make peace with it. To begin with, it's gonna look sorta bad. And that's fine. something like that. Honestly, it doesn't look terrible. Which is a lot more than I thought I would be saying right now. I do think this mountain needs to be just ever so slightly taller. So I'm just gonna free transform it and just whoop. That might be a bit much though. Like there-ish, I think is good. Yeah, that's good. You like it? Thank you. And deselect. There. And just adding back in some lines and adding some new lines and honestly, I feel like that's pretty good. Maybe even add a single extra mountain here in the background that's just like really out of focus. Something like that, I think. And again, that just needs to be a little bit taller. There-ish, I think is good. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. Okay. Now again, no idea how I'm gonna render any of this, background-wise, and I'm probably gonna have to start with the background, because that's gonna set the mood for the colors for, you know, the rest of it. Oh boy. Oh boy. We'll burn that bridge when we get there. Yeah, probably. Actually, hold on. Who's to say that this has to connect like that? It doesn't have to be separated mountains. Like this can go there. Shh. sure. But then that can be its own little dip, so to speak. I don't know. I don't know how to explain. Oop. There. I really think it's just this specific line I have an issue with. I am so incredibly not sure how to do this. Mountains are weird, man. Mountains are so weird. Okay, so basically, like, this is sort of one plane of mountain, it seems. And then this is sort of also its own plane of mountain, I guess. Actually, what if... What if this came down just a bit more, and this was more of a flat? That's a terrible tangent line right there. Okay, hold on. I need to draw in some vertices. Because this is a triangle. And this is a triangle. And this is a triangle. And that is a triangle. It helps me visualize a little bit better where all of my lines will eventually go in the render. Because some of these lines are gonna be completely superfluous, and some of them will be very important. And yes, right now it just sort of looks like a mess. But it's fine. It's also why I'm just drawing them in very, very loosely. I think that's about it. I might add some more mountainy shape here, or I might just add some clouds. I'm gonna drink something. I also might honestly just import in one of my references and trace that for the clouds. Though, I kind of don't want to do that. Mostly because I'm unsure of what the future holds for this piece. And I would prefer to, you know, not do, like, IP infringement or something, or copyright infringement, or whatever the fuck infringement. I would like to not do that, in case I intend to sell this at some point. Start with what you got and see what feels right. Yeah, but see, I definitely know that I want to add in some cloud layers. I just don't know exactly how to go about it yet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add another layer, and then we're just gonna scribble in some cloudy bits. In like a green color, why not? So I definitely want, like, let's not do green though, let's do blue. Definitely want like some cloudy bits in the foreground. I definitely know that I want them to be sort of layered. And maybe even sort of, like, I know that I want the clouds to sort of frame out everything. And sort of come in like this. something like that for like the mid-front sort of shape. And then gonna have a bit more shape over here, but not a lot, just a little bit. Something like that. Okay. Then I definitely want some smaller shapes in the corners here, sort of trailing off to like here-ish. Maybe one here. Hold on. It needs to go like here. Something like that, except, oops. Except not quite so close to everything else. Like that, maybe. Yeah. And then, similarly, like something like that, I think. Yes, I am refining these bubbles kind of a lot. Because again, I still have no idea how I'm gonna want to render this, so if I like the look of the bubbles, I might just keep them. I genuinely don't know. We'll see. I think for the clouds, I'm going to be using a lot of gradients. Honestly, for the entire piece, I'm probably going to be using a lot of gradients. But like, I'm gonna need to find like a good color palette for clouds and just go based on that. I also like, I have not decided what time of day this piece is at. I'm thinking like not quite golden hour, but like it's not midday, you know? And yeah, like just before golden hour, sort of. So not quite sunset. Not quite that late. It's still like pretty bright. It's just that the world is a bit more, I don't know, saturated, sort of. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so that's the front, the foreground. I mean, I'm definitely just gonna sort of follow this shape I've got going on here, so I don't know, like. Yeah. The thing is also that I am absolutely going to have to over detail the sketch because of the way that I prefer to do my sketches. Or rather, the way I prefer to do my rendering. In that I prefer my sketches to be very detailed so that I can just sort of turn my brain off for the rendering. And with the amount of detailing I'm gonna need for the clouds to look halfway decent. I'm just gonna have to over detail them in the sketch, but that is a later problem. For now, I'm getting the big blocks in, and then I can do, you know, detail work. Oh, my back. Ow. Okay. Background. Done. I'm gonna do, like, a mist gradient in places. Can't see it, but I did, like, a movement with my hand to show what I mean. But yeah. Then the midground, we're gonna have like a mist cloud going sort of over this way to meet with the foreground, and then over this way to meet with this one, I think. And that's gonna be how I'm separating the mountains, I guess. Something like that, maybe. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then we can have sort of a longer cloud coming out here. Yeah. Yep. Alright, let's refine. And then if I feel like doing some extra detailing, ooh, it's also getting pretty late. Okay, I think once we're done with the refining, sorry, that was a burp for the burp counter. Once we're done refining these clouds, I think we're gonna leave it there for today. And then next time, which will be on Monday, we can probably, hopefully, start on the render, but we'll see. Kind of depends how zonked I'm gonna be. See, I would very much prefer if this cloud didn't touch the gas toes. So we're just gonna sort of make make sure it doesn't. Zoom out. I can also feel that my hand is starting to hurt a little bit. I went a little bit too far with my knittings yesterday, and I'm still sort of feeling it in my hand. Isn't that fucked up how you can fuck up your hand just by knitting and forgetting what time is? I think that's kind of fucked up. But such is the human body, I guess. Carpal tunnel, who? Honestly, I feel like that looks pretty good. Awesome. I'm gonna save. And then we're gonna see if anyone's live that we can raid. Okie dokie. Let's see here. My leg. Ooh, Quartz streamer is streaming. Alright, let's raid Quartz. It's been a while. So we're gonna do raid. Nope, we're gonna do /raid. There. And then we're gonna do like that and like that. And I'm gonna remember to copy my own raid message. Yes. We're gonna turn off the music. And I'm gonna go over to Twitch. Okay. Thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with me. It was so much fun. I'll see you next week. Okay. Okay, bye.